Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on April the 19th, 2019. What revealed Mueller's report? Robert Mueller delivered an exhaustive account of President Donald Trump's efforts to head off and undermine the special counsel's Russia probe, all but inviting Congress to take action on at least 10 instances of potential obstruction of justice. While Mueller didn't find an underlying crime by Trump related to Russian interference in the 2016 election, he said acts of possible obstruction include discouragement of cooperation with the government and suggestions of possible future pardons. Submitted to Congress on Thursday, the 448-page report summarizing Mueller's 22-month investigation cited actions including Trump's firing of FBI Director James Comey and efforts to have former Attorney General Jeff Sessions take control of the investigation. In a statement, Trump's lawyers declared, "Total victory for the president." The report underscores what we have argued from the very beginning. There was no collusion, there was no obstruction. But Mueller's report raises new questions about whether House Democrats will intensify their investigative efforts and perhaps move toward an impeachment inquiry despite earlier statements by leaders to the contrary. Uber's self-driving arm gets $1 billion investment. Uber Technologies Inc. secured a $1 billion investment from 3 Japanese companies ahead of an initial public offering expected next month. Denso Corporation, Toyota Motor Corporation, and SoftBank Group Corporation's Vision Fund bought stakes in the self-driving unit, valuing the arm at $7.25 billion, according to a statement. The deal will help Uber, which tallied a $3 billion operating loss last year, to continue funding a very costly endeavor. Uber publicly filed a prospectus to go public last week and is expected to begin a roadshow to promote the stock before the end of the month. The offering could value Uber at roughly $100 billion, people familiar with the matter have said. The autonomous car investment in the second major deal struck in the weeks leading up to the IPO. Uber Chief Executive Officer Dara Khosrowshahi said last month that the company had agreed to acquire Middle Eastern rival Careem for $3.1 billion. The deal is expected to close in the third quarter, Uber said. Together, Toyota and the auto supplier Denso will invest $667 million, while the SoftBank Vision Fund will chip in $333 million for the self-driving unit. New North American trade deal modestly boosts U.S. The new North American Free Trade Pact would modestly boost the U.S. economy, especially auto parts production, but may curb vehicle assembly and limit consumers' choice in cars, a hotly anticipated analysis from the U.S. International Trade Commission showed on Thursday. The report estimates an annual U.S. real gross domestic product would increase by 0.35%, or $68.5 billion, on an annual basis compared to a NAFTA baseline, and would add 176,000 U.S. jobs, while raising U.S. exports. The trade deal's success or failure in Congress could be determined by how it is expected to affect the U.S. auto industry, a sector that steadily drained jobs to Mexico under NAFTA. The USMCA deal contains much tighter regional content rules, requiring that 75% of a vehicle's value be sourced in North America versus 62.5% currently, and 45% produced in high-wage areas, namely the United States and Canada. Nikkei posts third weekly gain. Japan's Nikkei rose on Friday as investors snapped up cyclical stocks, while Nintendo jumped after Tencent won approval to sell its Switch console in China. The Nikkei share average ended 0.5% higher at 22,200.56 points. For the week, the index rose 1.5% to post its third straight week of gains. Shares of Nintendo Co. soared after China's Tencent won a key approval to begin selling Nintendo Switch console in China, the world's largest games market. The video game maker's shares ended up 13%. Risk appetite was buoyed by overnight gains in U.S. markets, which were driven by robust economic data, while industrial stocks rallied after China's Commerce Ministry said there had been no progress in U.S.-China trade talks.